Hello everyone. So today we have with us Priyanka who hails from Odisha and she has achieved an impressive milestone by clearing SEBI Grade A examination in her very first attempt, and she hails from chartered accountancy background. And as a part of this video we are going to see that what really helped her to crack this examination in her very first attempt. So Priyanka, I welcome you to EduTap, and
Good
first of all
afternoon, sir.
congratulations, a big congratulations for your success.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So, Priyanka, first of all, would you like to share with our viewers that what really motivated you to prepare for this heavy grade examination?
Definitely, sir. Actually, since my college days and since I had taken up the CA course, I always wanted to be in a regulatory body, working with a regulatory body. It can be due to the influence of my father's occupation as he's working in a PSU as well. So the stability and the work-life balance basically encouraged me to be in such a role rather than going into corporates. So yeah, that's what motivated me into regulatory bodies. And then when I saw the notification which came out from SEBI that they are having an opening for the SEBI Grade A role, and it fits my educational background and my professional background as well. So yeah, so that's why I thought of applying for this.
And if I'm not wrong, you told me earlier that you started your preparation in the month of November only, and within a very limited amount of time, you were able to crack this exam in your very first attempt. So, what really helped you? What was that real factor that really helped you to do that in first attempt only?
Yes, sir. So I started my preparation only after the notification was out, as this was my first ever attempt at any regulatory body exam. So I had no idea how this cycle works, so I couldn't prepare for it beforehand. So yeah, I would like to divide it in three portions, maybe my success or my strategy, whatever we can say. The first one is decluttering our resources and keeping one resource on in hand and focusing on it basically. I had taken course from EduTap, and so I believed on my mentors and on the resources they provided. Basically, I didn't go searching around for any other resources or for any other videos anywhere else to gain any other extra information. I strictly strict to the materials which my coaching institute provided. So yeah, that helped me focus on the important areas, and that saved a lot of time for me rather than searching everywhere. So yeah, and the second one is using AI intelligently. I did use AI as a personalized mentor, basically. I used it to frame quizzes for myself. I gave it particular topics so that it could break it down easily for me and frame quizzes and questions for me based on the exam pattern. And the third one being, I was totally away from social media. I actually am away from social media since my CA days. Basically, CA also requires an equally important level of dedication and hard work. So, since then, I am away from social media. I'm not at all active in it. So, it also saved a lot of time of my day, which I could devote towards studying and revising and all. So, yeah, these 3 points.
So basically, minimum sources and multiple revision, and secondly, usage of AI. So that can
Yes.
be the crux that we can take away. Now let us talk about your strategy for the phase one and the phase two subjects. That how did you tackle these components? Can you please talk about that?
Yes, sir. So, talking about the phase one, paper one, which consists of maths, reasoning, English, and general awareness. Basically, I had prepared for CGL and ABI assistant like exams beforehand. So, I had a base for the math, for the QRE subjects basically. But these regulatory body exams require a different level of these subjects preparation as compared to CGL and RBI. So I again focused on the videos which are provided by EduTap and I kept on practicing. I did all the homework that was provided by our mentors daily without fail. So that helped me build a good hold on the subjects of paper one. And talking about paper two, as I'm a CA, so I already had a good foundation of the subjects. I just practiced and brushed up my knowledge on those papers from the notes and the materials provided by EduTap. I made short notes myself in a copy, like very short notes, which I just had a look before going for the exam. And I also did revise the material provided by our coaching institute multiple times. So that helped me clear phase one easily. Talking about phase two, paper one, which is the English subject, I believed and I relied totally on the points which Nabi sir had said in our classes. So yeah, that basically helped me. And I used to read newspapers daily, so that was an unskippable routine which I had. I tried to make short notes from any important articles which I found from the newspaper in my tablet, basically. I had a lot of notes in hand with me for the paper one. And also in that area, I had used AI a lot. Basically, I gave it proper prompts to write lengthy essays for me so that I have a lot of content in my mind regarding a vast range of topics so that I am confident, at least when I go for the exam, that yeah, I can tackle various kinds of topics as and when they arrive in the exam. But basically, as we say, we always have to be ready for surprises in the exam. So the topics which I had in the exam were not much related to the area which I had studied, but the confidence that I got from uh, comprehensive study which I had made for paper one, it did give me uh, a booster confidence basically to write whatever I could write in the exam. And for paper two, again, as it is same as the paper two of phase one. So yeah, basically my background plus the materials provided by our coaching institute, plus multiple revisions of that same material, plus AI. I can say this was the complete resource which I followed and nothing else beyond this.
Okay.
Can we talk about interview here or should I?
No, no, we will talk about interview later on. Before
Okay,
that, I would like to know about your timetable also, like how you used to
okay.
study, because a lot of students keep on asking this question that the person who gets selected, what makes him different from them? So can you please elaborate regarding that?
Okay, so as I was a full-time aspirant because I left my job in November itself to prepare for this, so I had an ample amount of time in my entire day to prepare for this exam. So I tried to keep two subjects per day, basically not to clutter the day much and not and to give my brain a breathing space so that it is not cluttered much. So I kept two subjects per day and tried to revise it multiple times in a day. So that was my basic timetable. Though I don't follow a rigid timetable, I am a moody kind of a person. So I read whatever I want to read that day. I don't restrict myself that this is what I want to read and I'll not read any other subject for that day. So yeah, as I had a lesser amount of time because I started preparation quite late, so I didn't restrict myself to a particular timetable. I read extensively throughout the day and night, so I didn't follow any particular timetable basically. I used to make timetables weekly that okay, this week I want to do this, and for the next week I made a different timetable. So that was not fixed, but I made something which worked for me basically. So yeah, I
Hmm.
tailor made it for myself.
And what about mock test? Did you follow mock tests also? Uh,
Yeah, I gave the test that was prescribed by EduTap in the course, all the chapter-wise tests, all the full-length mock tests, only
hmm.
from EduTap only. I didn't refer to any other mock tests of any coaching institute, as I found these only self-sufficient and sufficient for me to understand my weak areas and my strengths. So yeah, that was sufficient.
Okay. Apart from that, I would also like to know about your revision strategy. For example, topics like company law, they require a lot of revision, and other components also there where I would say multiple revision is required. So, did you have any segregated or any special strategy with respect to that? Like make a lot of people make short notes, a lot of people make flashcards, also sort of things.
Yes, company law particularly requires a lot of revision as it is full of limits, turnovers, and different types of limits which are required to be remembered. So yeah, the short notes which are provided in class, I did go through that and I did make my own notes as well in my copy, which I used to revise every 2, 3 days so that I don't forget it in the course of preparation. So multiple revisions is the key. I would like to focus on that itself, and also giving the chapter-wise tests repeatedly help me retain those things so that I don't forget. Basically giving tests makes that memory more concrete so that we don't forget the things we went wrong, that basically gets imprinted on our brain so we don't
Mhm.
forget it. So yeah, tests is the key.
Yes, definitely. And now let us talk about the interview stage. So, first of all, please tell us that how did you prepare for the interview? And secondly, what type of questions were asked in the interview?
Yes, sir. So for interview, actually, honestly speaking, the most extensive preparation which I made from these 3 phases was for the interview, as this was the first ever interview of my life. I had never given an interview before. So yeah, I did start preparing right after the day the phase 2 results were announced. In the interview phase, what I used the most was the SEBI website. I went through the website from top to bottom, from right to left. I didn't leave anything from there. I read whatever I found important in the website, whatever notices, articles, amendments, circulars, whatever was there. I did go through it, and I downloaded the PDFs which were available in that website and highlighted the important points and did go through them before the interview day, so that I was confident that yes, anything if it is asked from the SEBI website related to SEBI, related to recent amendments, it was on my fingertips. So apart from this, coming to my core finance subjects, the questions from it, I used AI for it. Basically, I gave it from the important topics which I felt like could be asked in the interview. I gave it the topic and I asked it to frame certain questions for me, which could be asked in the interview, and made notes out of it. I had extensive notes in my hand before going for the interview and did go through them right before the interview day. So yeah, and regarding mock interviews, I did give mock interviews, 2 mock interviews I gave, and I found the 2 interviews sufficient to help me understand my weak areas and my strengths. And the inputs which were given by the mock interview panel, they were really helpful and did help me understand where I was going wrong, and I tried to plug those weak areas.
And what type of questions were asked in the interview? Were they
Yeah.
fact-based questions or were they opinion-based questions? What was your experience?
Basically, I forgot to mention one thing, that I had done an NISM certification in the equity derivative segment, which is a Series 8 one. I just did it right before the interview, which I think I could have done a bit earlier, but thank God it didn't put any negative impact. They were quite happy with that NISM certification, and more than 50% of my interview was asked directly from the NISM certification, which I had done. So basically, in-depth questions from the certification course was asked till I couldn't answer a particular question and they had to skip to another topic. But yeah, detailed discussion on my NISM certification. And after that, from my CA background, from finance subjects, few basic questions were asked. And from ratios, few questions were asked, like P ratios, EPS, and all, and Nifty P, current affairs related to ratios, and also basics of those ratios were asked. So yeah, that's what the questions were.
Do you think that these type of, extra certifications they help in the interview? And
It
can you please talk more about it regarding the specific certification that you did so that the other aspirants who are going to watch the video, they can also get a good idea?
Yeah, definitely. So for me, the certification worked wonders. I would say honestly, it did strengthen my CV because I am a fresher chartered accountant. I don't have any concrete work experience for them to ask me. So this NISM certification, which I did, gave them a topic on which they could ask me, on which they could examine my knowledge, and it was directly related to their work. area as well. So they found it really interesting. I had done certification in the equity derivative segment. Basically, it is the Series 8 one. I chose this one because the F&O segment is currently under the radar of SEBI. It is constantly trying to improve that market. People are making losses in it, so it is trying to curb that loss. So I wanted to understand the basics. I wanted to understand how the F&O segment works. This certification is a great material if one wants to understand the F&O segment of our stock market. So yeah, that's why I chose this one. Basically, I also took the help of AI for it. I asked it to pick two, three certifications which could be useful for my interview purpose, and it picked a few of them, and I decided to go with this because of the reasons I just mentioned. So yeah, a certification is quite important. I also heard that other candidates were also asked questions on their certification. So yeah, candidates should do certifications, in my opinion.
Okay, thanks for your detailed insights. Apart from that, I would also like to know that when an aspirant is preparing for such a, I would say, such a challenging competitive examination, there's a lot of things that he or she goes through. So, were there any moments where you felt demotivated or maybe overwhelmed as a part of your journey?
Yes, sir, definitely. Indecisiveness, insecurities, they are 100% sure to come to our mind when we are in such a lengthy process. Basically, I had thoughts like, why did I not join any corporate right after clearing my CA? As I was a first attempt chartered accountant, I would have gotten a very good opportunity out there in the corporate, or maybe I could have opened my own firm. This indecisiveness is sure to come to our mind. What's important is to believe in ourselves and remind ourselves, why did we get into this process in the first attempt? What was the first thought that came to our mind when we decided to get into this? That thing would put us in a right path, like it would lead us to, it would um, bring our mind and our tasks in unison, that okay, this was the goal that I had set for myself, and this is where I want to reach. Also, my parents, they really supported me in this journey. Like, their belief was never shaken like mine on myself. They were very firmly believing on me that you can do it. If you have taken this up, that means you have the potential to complete it, and you should never doubt on yourself and should definitely pursue this course. As I had faced failures in past two exams which I had given, like the CGL and the ABI assistant one, there was a sense of insecurity in me that whether I'm not made for these competitive and regulatory body exams, and whether I should leave this path and choose some other path. But thank God I sticked to whatever plan I had made for myself, and finally I saw the light.
Yes, that's great. I would say a lot of aspirants can learn from a journey कि यार मतलब जितने मर्जी challenges आ जाए कभी ना कभी ऐसा लगता है कि we are not built for this and that. So many random thoughts can be there, but the best way is to keep pushing yourself and maintain the consistency and have the self-belief. Now, thanks a lot, Priyanka, for sharing your insights in such a detailed manner. Apart from that, would you like to give any final advice or message for those aspirants who are preparing for the next attempt?
Definitely, sir. As I also mentioned before, that simplifying our resources is the key. That is a mantra I did follow in my CA career as well, and I had cleared all my levels of chartered accountancy in the first attempt, and also this exam. So this is one thing I follow consistently, that we should stick to a single resource and follow it honestly, and follow all the tasks which are provided by our mentors, because they know really well their job. So we should never doubt on the resources and start wandering here and there for any other information, considering that it would add to our knowledge. Whatever is provided to us, we should definitely stick to it. And yeah, simplification is the key, decluttering our mind is the key, and also being away from social media, being away from distractions is the key that has worked for me. So yeah, aspirants can definitely follow this one.
Okay, so at the end, would you like to give any feedback for EduTap so that we can improve in the future? And how was your experience when you were there as a part of a family?
It was amazing. Basically, I have definitely been benefited from the course, from the materials, from my beloved mentors who did guide me in the right way. So it was overall a very smooth experience, no issues faced till date. And the mock interview which I had taken from EduTap was amazing as well. The kind of reviews which I got from the interview, it did really help me polish myself for the final interview. So yeah, no complaints and full marks to EduTap for helping me through this journey.
Okay, Priyanka. So thank you so much for sharing all your strategy, all your sources, everything in such a detailed manner. And I'm sure that it is going to help a lot for those aspirants who are going to give your future attempts. So thanks a lot and a big congratulations and all the best for your future journey.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.